Chapter 3. Born by a River. You're always going to feel more tired than everyone else. You might have a migraine, too. And your vision might be blurry. It's going to be difficult. Very difficult. The neurologist's words were blunt, but not shocking. This wasn't my first time hearing something like this, though the same sentiment had come from a different doctor the year before. They all seemed to share similar opinions about me playing football. "What can we do to limit those symptoms?" my mom asked, her tone calm but firm. She wasn't interested in hearing how hard it would be. The doctor shrugged. "Don't play," he answered, half sarcastic. "Honestly, you'd feel better more often if you didn't play football." My mom wasn't letting it go. "We were told that playing won't make the disease worse. Is that true?" "Theoretically, no. Playing won't make it worse," he replied. "But also theoretically, you shouldn't even be able to play football at all. Your case is unique. You're doing things that the majority of my patients can't do or haven't even tried. Your ability to play, given what your brain scans show, is being discussed in neurology research journals." "That's interesting. See, you are special," my mom said, echoing things she had told me before. The doctor turned to me. "What do you bench? About 250? "Yeah, something like that," I laughed, not sure if he was joking. "More like 350. "You seem passionate about football. You're strong. You've got good energy. I'm not going to ask you to stop playing," he said, leaning back in his chair. I sat up straight, surprised and a little encouraged. It was the first time I had heard something positive from a medical professional about my desire to play. "I want to see how far you can go. Maybe you can even inspire some of my other patients. But you'll need to be both physically and mentally strong. You're going to have some tough days." "Mental toughness?" I asked. He nodded. "No one can see what you're going through when symptoms hit. It's hard to explain to people. But you've got a supportive family, and that's going to be key. Surround yourself with positivity and take advantage of every opportunity you get." Walking out of that appointment, I felt a new kind of motivation. His encouragement made me feel like I was on the right path. After that visit, I dug into training like never before. My dad built a weight room in our basement that we called the dungeon. It wasn't fancy, just benches, a squat rack, a deadlift area, a stationary bike, and some space for plyometrics. Oh, and a stereo system to blast music while we worked. A lot of DMX. The dungeon was in the basement of what had once been a funeral home. It was dark, a little creepy, and dusty. But it became my iron fortress. My dad worked out with me, too. He was my trainer, motivator, spotter, and DJ. Lifting weights wasn't just about getting stronger. It was symbolic. Doctors had suggested I would start getting weaker over time. I took pride in proving them wrong. They said my body would make me want to do less. I took pride in showing I could do more. The dungeon became the place where I built not just muscle, but grit and confidence. Heading into fall camp, I was in the best shape of my life. We had a new head coach, a proven winner who challenged us in ways we had never been challenged before. My dad was part of the coaching staff, and we all believed this season would be different. Training camp went well, and I felt ready. A few of the guys I'd rotated with the previous year had graduated, so I had a bigger role to fill. As a senior captain and middle linebacker, I was expected to anchor the defense. The first game started strong. For a quarter and a half, I was everywhere, making tackles, communicating calls, and keeping our defense focused. But by halftime, it all fell apart. My vision blurred, my head pounded, and I was lightheaded. I wasn't able to finish the game. After training so hard and building confidence all off season, it was devastating when my body failed me again. I thought I'd done everything right, but it still wasn't enough. It was the fourth time I'd experienced that kind of collapse since being diagnosed. I felt like I'd let my teammates down. and I had to honestly consider whether the doctors were right. Maybe I shouldn't have been playing. But I remembered being told that symptoms like those were not permanent. And, without any significant treatment, I felt back to normal a few days later after rest. We had a bye week that gave me extra time to recover. By the next game, I felt ready to go. We also had a better plan in place that allowed me to rest at the end of each quarter, and we put it to use right away the following Friday night. Under the lights that night, I made plays in every phase. I made some key defensive stops, gained yards on a couple of nice runs, and caught a pass for a big gain. I went 3 for 3 on field goals from 27, 37, and 39 yards. The cooler weather helped, and I made it through the game without any major issues. We won that one. The next 2 games went well for me too. After 4 games, we were 3-1, and I had performed at a high level in 13 of 16 quarters. But then came Game 5, another hot, humid day. By halftime, I was done. Just like in the first game, my body gave out. The following week, in damp and chilly weather, I had one of my best games of the season. We won big, and that night, I was crowned homecoming king. Around that time, I began to receive attention from college recruiters. Some coaches were interested in me as a kicker. Others saw potential in me as a fullback. Despite the health issues I had experienced, some college football programs believed I could contribute at their level. It was a surprise. After losing my passion for baseball, I hadn't thought much about playing college sports. I figured maybe I could throw shot put or discus. But football? That seemed like a long shot. I ran well and was quick enough. I was strong, versatile, and reliable. I also maintained solid grades. I was a leader, and I stayed out of trouble. Those things, combined with my performance on the field when I was at my best, made me a recruitable player who could contribute on special teams if needed. Our team went from 2 wins the previous year to 5 wins and a playoff berth. In the playoff game, I made a handful of big plays, hit 2 field goals, and played the entire game in a losing effort. By the end of the season, I had been named All-Conference and All-South Jersey. Despite missing parts of multiple games, I was thankful to reach the finish line and still contribute as a team leader. I had proven to myself and others that I could compete at a high level, and when I was feeling good, I could compete with some of the best. I had made it my mission to stay active in competitive sports and train as if my future depended on it. When my teammates were away, I lifted weights. When they were at parties, I was in the dungeon. My routine wasn't about perfection. It was about control. MS had already taken things from me. Training was how I took something back. The results showed. I wasn't just the kid with MS anymore. I was the one who refused to quit, and I was potentially creating future opportunities for myself in the process. But I still carried the fear that any given game could be my last. The heat, the stress, the hits, any of it could flip a switch in my body. So, every time I ran out onto that field, it felt like a blessing. I didn't know it then, but that mindset, playing every down like it might be my last, would carry me through everything that came after. I didn't realize how much I had grown until one night late in the season, after a big win, when my dad pulled me aside in the parking lot. "You're not the same kid you were when this started," he said. "You don't even realize it, but you built something in yourself this year that no one can take away." He was right. It wasn't about stats or awards. It was about what I had learned about grit. And I realized it wasn't even really about football. People cared about the story, the fight, the proof that we can still win even when the odds say we shouldn't. Spring rolled around, and I shifted my focus to track and field. Throwing the shot put and discus was easier on my body and gave me a different kind of rush. My teammates joked that I grunted louder than anyone when I threw. They weren't wrong. That sound wasn't just effort. It was frustration, release, and pride packed into one. I became an all-county discus thrower and won the South Jersey Group 1 Shot Put Championship. For someone who had been told they might lose strength over time, I was feeling pretty strong. My senior year was filled with moments like that, small yet powerful experiences that shaped who I was becoming. I was honored with the Most Courageous Athlete Award at a banquet celebrating South Jersey's top athletes. It wasn't for being the best player. It was for never quitting, pushing through the doubts, and making the most of my opportunities. The truth was, I was more resilient than I was talented. I was never the best athlete on the field. My body was unpredictable, my energy inconsistent, and my confidence wavered every time that numbness or dizziness crept in. I often felt unreliable, like I was letting my coaches and teammates down when I couldn't make it through a game. But that award showed me something I needed to see. Just by showing up and giving my best effort every time, I was exactly the teammate they needed.